Hello everyone, this is Jason White and welcome to the highlights package for round 2 of our 1965 F1 series, coming to you from the picturesque city of Monte Carlo. There is no more glamorous place in the world to hold a motor race than Monte Carlo, and there is the circuit for you. 3.145 kilometers around. It is a street circuit, 100 laps or 314.5 kilometers. These streets leave a margin for error of exactly 0. You make one wrong move and you're likely going into a hay bale or a barrier and you're out of the race. But we accept the challenge because it is such a famous and fantastic race to run. Here are the point standings going into today's race. Giovanni Cinturami, who won the South African Grand Prix, is in first with 9 points. Tim Hill in second with 6 points. Grant Ridall in third with 4 points. Wilkes is in fourth with 3 points. David Watman in fifth with 2 points. And then Nicholas Kirsten in sixth with 1 point. The manufacturer's points. Ferrari is in the lead with 9 points. Brabham Climax is in second with 4 points. And then Lotus Climax in third with 2 points. There is the way the points are doled out in this series. Remember, you have to complete at least 75% of race distance to get the points. And only the best 6 results will count in each championship. And it's the top car of each make that gets the points in the manufacturer's championship. Coming up at ISO, round 3 of this series at Clermont-Ferrand, Circuit de Charade. It's the French Grand Prix, February 22nd. Starts at 2000 CET. Should be a fantastic race. There is no circuit like Charade. It's like a small Nürburgring. It just keeps going back and forth, up and down. It's a lot of fun. Trivia question: who set the fastest race lap in the 1965 Grand Prix of Monaco? Was it A, Graham Hill, B, Lorenzo Bandini, or C, Jackie Stewart? We'll have the answer for you later on in this highlights package. All right, so let's take a look at the grid. On the pole is Grant Ridall in his Brabham with a time of 1 minute 27.835 seconds. It takes skill to win at Monaco, and Grant certainly has the requisite amount of skill. Alongside him will be Tim Hilla in the first Ferrari on the grid, car number 24, North American Racing Team variety. Tim is just a little under 0.3 of a second behind Grant's pole-winning time. Going to row number 2, we have the first of the factory Ferraris in the hands of our South African Grand Prix winner, Giovanni Cinturami, car number 6. Look for him to make a blinding start on this street circuit. Alongside him is Nicholas Kirsten in a privateer Brabham Climax. Monaco is a circuit that favors skill above all else, and the fact that Nicholas is one of our most skilled drivers may help him overcome the Ferrari power that's ahead of him. Going to the next row, we have David Watman in the Team Lotus entry number 5. David had an excellent outing at South Africa as well, and we look to see the Lotus, as nimble as it is, do very good in the streets of Monte Carlo. Alongside David, we have the first of the Cooper Climax entries in the hands of John Team. Note the tank that is on the right-hand side. It is not on the left-hand side, curiously. But this is another nimble car that should do well in these streets. Going to the next row, we have Richard Wilkes in the John Surtees Ferrari car number 1. He's our physics guru, and he knows these cars better than anybody else. And on a circuit this difficult, that is certainly going to be an advantage for him. And alongside Richard Wilkes, we have the second of the Cooper Climax entries in the hands of Cezarius Ślepinski. This was Jochen Rindt's car back in '65, and I'd look to see Cezarius do well in this race because he's another one of our very skilled drivers. Going to the next row, the first of the Reg Parnell entries, Lotus BRM in the hands of Ruben Fernandez. It's nice to see a privateer Lotus this far up on the grid, and we'll see how he does in the race. Alongside him, to close out the top 10, we have yet again Gabriel Del Piccolo in the Andre Wiki number 6 entry, another privateer car. This is the second time he's qualified, 10th on the grid. Now let's take a look at the rest of the lineup, with Brian Janik starting 11th, Juha Boss for BRM starting in 12th, Adam Hackman is 13th, and then you have Anders Nilsson and Joe Seifert's car starting in 14th. Rob DeVries in 15th for Reg Parnell Racing. Sam Smith makes an appearance for Scuderia Centro Sud in 16th. Peter Hlavich is in 17th, and then you have Ray Ridall in 18th. 19th is August Watering in his Brabham. 20th provisionally is David Saber for BRM. 21st, Rob Swindells. And 22nd is Jonathan Asserclinth. 23rd is yours truly for Reg Parnell. 24th is Bruno Chacon in the first of the Hondas. The second Honda is 25th in the hands of Mikael Drexler. And then Simon Watman 26th in his Ferrari. The last car that qualified was Jules Bouchard, 27th, also Reg Parnell. Gerard Rion joined at the back of the grid. And one small tidbit you must know about, David Saber was handed a 10-place grid penalty for this race after the altercation he had with Gabriel Del Piccolo in South Africa. So 28 cars total are on the grid, awaiting the start. Stand by as the revs build to a crescendo. And the race is underway! Everybody peeling away from the grid. I don't see bumping like we had at South Africa, which is a good sign. To the gasometer hairpin for the first time, and look in the top left corner of your screen. I spy a red car going into the lead. And it's Centorami into the lead. Nicholas Kirsten up into second place from fourth on the grid. Fantastic as they head past the Royal Box for the first time. All the cars look to be in good trim. Heading up Beau Rivage now. Look at how close they used to stand next to the track. 60s were a very different era. All the cars looking really smart as they charge up the hill. Now heading down towards the Mirabeau. Centorami in the lead. Kirsten in second. Grant Riddall third. Tim Hilla in fourth as they head through the station hairpin for the first time. It's very tempting to squirt up the inside to get an advantage here, but I think everybody's much more concerned with having a clean start to this 100-lap race. Heading out of the Poitiers and now towards the tunnel. It's a much shorter tunnel than what we're used to in modern days. As Centorami leads the field towards the treacherous chicane by the harbor. Threading the needle here, you've got to get this exactly right. If you even glance one of these barriers, that's it. The race is over. And even some of them downshifting one gear, they're still heading through here at an incredible speed. Hoping everybody can get through here without incident. Oh, there goes Bruno Chacon. Our first retirement at the chicane. Looking back from Centorami's car to Nicholas Kirsten as they complete lap number 1. Lap number 5. Centorami still in the lead. Wants to add to those 9 points from South Africa. But unfortunately, just a slight miscalculation at the chicane. It happens to the best of us. Whoa, Tim Hilla having to take avoiding action there, but Centorami out of the race. This promotes Grant Riddall to the lead. Lap number 7, this is Schlapinski heading up Beau Rivage. I thought he might have a good race, but unfortunately, he hits a trackside object there, and it sends him out of control near Massenet. Not sure what he hit there, but this is the view from Brian Janik's car just behind. You see the wheel come free, and Brian does a good job of just skating by and not getting involved. Lap 11, this is Fernandez. It's cool to see one of my teammates so high up on the grid, but unfortunately the chicane was going to bite him too. In this case, he hit the hay bales on the exit, which is also very easy to do. Lap 14, that light blue car there having a slight disagreement with Ray Riddall is Adam Hackman in his privateer entry, and he is pursuing Rob de Vries just ahead. Rob is in 13th place. And watch Rob's car. He gets a little out of shape here into Saint-Devote, and it's just enough for Hackman to get an advantage here and take him up Beau Rivage. And that's how you get ahead a lot of times in these races, other people's problems. Now, this is on the same lap. Sam Smith had to stop for damage early on, and he's heading up Beau Rivage, minding his own business. And out of nowhere, here I come, and he can't avoid me. What happened there was I had a screen freeze, and the car was just deposited back right in front of Sam. I feel really bad about that, because Sam had nowhere to go. I'm going to have to do some work on my computer to make sure that doesn't happen at Clermont-Ferrand. Lap 16. Ray Riddall heading up the hill here, and you'll notice how crooked Beau Rivage is. You have to really be careful not to hit a curb. But see what happens here, a little clip of the curb on the right sends the car left, then back to the right. And that's all she wrote for Ray Radal. Really unfortunate there. He was in 16th at the time. Also on lap 16, this is Del Piccolo following David Watman, who is in 6th place as they head through the tobacconist corner. You can see Del Piccolo edging up on David Watman here for a possible pass at the gasometer hairpin. He brakes just a little bit later, takes the line away. Textbook pass by Del Piccolo. That brings him up to 6th place. Lap number 19. This is Tim Hilla running in 3rd place in his North American Racing Team Ferrari, heading through the tunnel. Just trying to take it easy here, but unfortunately, you guessed it, the hairpin gets another one. And this is a little bit different than the other ones. This time he hits the inside barrier first. Oof. Lap 21, and this is August Watring at the gasometer hairpin. He is pursuing Anders Nilsson for 9th place. The view from Watring's car, Nilsson just ahead there. He takes the inside line here going into Saint-Devote. And that brings Watring up to 9th place. And then one lap later, there's Watring with designs on 8th place following Juha Boss in his BRM. The gasometer hairpin one more time. Now accelerating out, heading towards Saint-Devote. And once again, Watring on the inside here, getting good placement in his Brabham. And just eases up the inside, takes the position away. Very good driving by August Watring. Lap number 30. This is Nilsson that we're riding with, and he is pursuing Juha Boss for 9th place. Heading past the start-finish line. And he actually takes Boss on the outside going into the hairpin. Very skillful move by Anders Nilsson in the number 44 car. Lap 33, this is Rob Swindells exiting the tunnel, heading towards the chicane. He makes it through the chicane with no problem, but watch what happens ahead of him here. David Saber clips the barrier on the outside, and poor Rob Swindells has nowhere to go. Here's the view from Saber's car, and you see he clipped the hay bale on the outside, sends him spinning, and there is Swindells plowing into him. Very unfortunate for both of them. Lap 35. This is Brian Janik, and he's following John Team. This is a battle for 3rd place. And look at that. He's skating up the inside there as Team takes a sort of middle line. But there goes Janik up into 3rd place, driving for Brabham. Having a good race so far for himself. Lap 42, this is Peter Hlavich. He is heading down to the station hairpin. The Scuderia Centra Sud cars are not the fastest of the group, but Hlavich doing his best here, and he clips the outside barrier at Poitiers. Looks like he might have clipped a lamppost there, but unfortunately loses a wheel and he's out of the race. Lap 44. We're back with car 44, and this is Nilsson. He is pursuing August Watring. Watring goes a bit to the right there. Looks a little bit out of shape. And here comes Nilsson trying to take advantage as they head towards the Mirabeau, and he gets Watring on the inside here. August eventually was going to have to stop to repair some damage, and that sent him down the order for a little bit. Now lap number 53. This is Janik heading for the chicane. This is becoming a familiar story. Unfortunately, Janik out of the race. He was running 3rd at the time. And that wasn't the last person to get bit by this chicane. Lap 59, here comes Nilsson. And he hits the outside barrier. His day is done. That chicane, very unforgiving. Now, this is our leader on lap 62, Grant Radal. He's coming up on some lapped cars here. Heading into the Mirabeau. And the car just gets away from him there. It looks like he might have hit the throttle a bit too hard. But he just goes bounding down into the station hairpin over the hay bales. And the leader is out of the race just that quickly. Lap 72. This is Bouchard. And he's pursuing Gerard Riant ahead. He's in a Scuderia Centro Sud car. This is a battle for 10th place. Although I don't think Gerard was aware of it, because watch this. He slows and lets Bouchard by as if he was lapping him, which was not the case, but that was a pass for position. Bouchard goes up to 10th. Lap 89, Rob de Vries, yet another casualty at the chicane, which is too bad because he was all the way up in 8th at the time. That would have been a great finish for him. Riant, we saw earlier, coming along here, heads for the chicane and just trying to take it easy, but sometimes going slow through that chicane is just as dangerous as going through there quickly. All right, now we're on to the final lap, and this is Kirsten. He avoided all the drama that other people had to deal with. Heading towards Saint-Devote now, and he's taking it super, super easy at this point. He actually had a lap on the field at one point, but then he started to slow up and let John Team and others go by and back onto the leader lap. He wasn't concerned about staying ahead of them by one lap. He wanted to make sure he made it to the end, took care of his car, and that was a very smart thing to do. Incidentally, a lot of us thought there would be more engine failures in this race, seeing as it's 100 laps and holding the oil temperature down for some of us is not easy to do, and all the shifting that goes on, but in actual fact, it was accidents that caused most of the attrition and not engine failures. Shows how much we know. Anyway, Nicholas Kirsten heading through Poitiers one more time, and now to the tunnel entrance for the final time. Monaco has a reputation of being a great equalizer when it comes to equipment, and that had me thinking that it might not be a red car that ends up winning the race, or one of the more powerful cars. Again, this is a place that skill is more important than anything else, and Nicholas Kirsten certainly showed us that he has that today, coming out of the tobacconist corner, heading towards the start-finish line. And there's the checkered flag. Nicholas Kirsten wins the Grand Prix of Monaco in a privateer Brabham. Fantastic drive. This is John Team in his Cooper Climax, and he's going to finish in second place. Just now getting to the tunnel entrance. John actually streamed the race from his cockpit, all 100 laps of it. And I have no clue how he and other people do this. I mean, I would be so distracted knowing that I'm streaming the race while I'm driving it, but John, just cool as a cucumber, both him and the car. His temperature was very, very low throughout the race. I don't know how he managed that. But here he comes, taking a well-deserved second place. Fantastic result for him. And not far behind him, we have Gabriel Del Piccolo. There he is in his privateer entry, and he's going to finish in third. That's 2 privateer entries on the podium. Here comes David Watman. He's going to finish 4th in his Lotus. And not far behind him is Richard Wilkes. And he's going to finish 5th in his Ferrari. And there's Juha Boss finishing 6th. And the final drivers running were August Watring, Jonathan Asserclinth, and Jules Bouchard. So let's take a look at the points after 2 rounds in this championship. Nicholas Kirsten is now in the lead with 10 points. Giovanni Santarami is right behind him with 9 points. Then there's a tie for 3rd place between Tim Hillett and John Team. They both have 6 points. And then there's a tie for 5th between Richard Wilkes and David Watman. They both have 5 points. And now the manufacturer's standings. Brabham Climax has the lead with 13 points. Ferrari is in second with 11 points. Cooper Climax checks in third with 6 points. Lotus Climax in fourth with 5 points, Lotus BRM with 4 points, and then BRM is in sixth with 1 point. Trivia question: who set the fastest race lap in the 1965 Grand Prix of Monaco? Was it A. Graham Hill, B. Lorenzo Bandini, or was it C. Jackie Stewart? Time is up. 3 racing legends there. And if you guessed Graham Hill, you are correct. 1 minute 31.7 seconds was his fastest race lap in 1965. All right, so don't forget, coming up next, round number 3 of this series, February 22nd. It's the French Grand Prix at Clermont-Ferrand. Circuit de Charade race starts at 2000 CET. Highlight package in the days to follow. So thanks everyone for watching this highlights package. We're 2 rounds in and already it's a fantastic series. Hope to see you on our next highlights package. Everybody take care and be safe.